Hello, this is for the sign of Libra for the first half of August. Um, so I tried to do a video for you a few days ago for the sign of Libra. The energies around that time were way more intense. So I feel as if some of you could have been going through I can say like a dark period or just a time where you felt kind of heavy in your spirit, kind of down, kind of sad. For today, I don't feel the energy being as heavy. I feel that some of you Libras are just struggling to break free from like a really hurtful cycle. And I also feel a lot of like resistance on your part to just let go. For some of you that are hoping and praying and wishing that a love interest can return and things can go way more better, I feel like you're struggling to let go. I feel like there's fear around letting go and surrendering. It doesn't even have to be fear. It could just, it's fear. I was going to try to make it sound kind of sweet. The thing is, I just feel like when people hear surrendering and when people hear let go, I think they hear those words and they associate it with giving up. And that's not what it means. So, all right, let's confusion. A lot of you guys are confused, stuck. I hear stagnant, confused as far as in like not knowing what to do, not understanding why. Let's see. What is the overall energy? Okay. Yeah. Well, this is beautiful. So this seems like a home, a secure home. It could have been with the earth sign. It's the Lover's card, so it could have been with a Gemini. It just seems like a love situation or a foundation had broken apart or fell apart because of a lover's a liar. Oof. It could have been a liar, but I meant to say lovers. It could have been because of a lover's triangle and somebody who refused to make a choice. So someone decided to break free and nurture themselves. So it could have been a situation like, if you won't make a choice, I'm going to make a choice for you and I'm going to nurture myself. And I feel like even if you did walk away for your own sanity, I still feel like you could have kept the energy with you. So when I say struggling to break free from a hurtful cycle, it can also be struggling to break free from the pain that this situation has caused. And I feel like some of you, even though you walked away and, you know, whether you were left out in the cold, whether you felt like you had no choice to walk away, I feel like it's something that you still dwell upon a little bit. Maybe you are living separate from this person, but in your spirit, you could be waiting for them to come back around, and they're not. They haven't showed up as of yet, and that can leave you a little fearful. You could have been with a water sign, someone who was just emotionally closed off. Okay? So you could have even made an attempt to speak to this person and ask them, well, how do you feel? What do you want to do with this? What choice are you going to make? Are we going to make this right? And this person could have failed to express any emotion towards you or any level of love. Maybe they wouldn't open up and tell you that they love you, or they wouldn't fight for this. They weren't putting in any effort, showing any emotional effort either. And that's what you could have been looking for. So this person is emotionally closed off. They could bottle in a lot. Like, they can talk about a lot, but when it comes to expressing their emotions and how they really feel, they're kind of silent, or they go cold, or they go missing. Yeah. So the wheel, this could show that you could have been with this person for a long time, and things just kept going around and around and around, and nothing would go forward. You know, you couldn't get this right no matter how much you tried, no matter how much effort you put into. Like, there was resistance for change in this relationship. And it could have been because somebody wasn't willing to open up emotionally. It could have been because somebody had messed up the security or the foundation in this relationship by having a lover's triangle. And because they wouldn't open up, they missed an opportunity to make this right. I also see something else. You guys could have been broken up and just recently came back together. And you probably were giving this person another opportunity to open up their heart and to make things right, but they were still resisting. And they missed an opportunity to make things right with you. And you could be feeling really, really disappointed. Like, dang, this again? All right. So I keep getting all these different downloads. Yeah. This is a soulmate. Somebody considers this partner like a soulmate. Somebody that they could have shared good memories with in the past. So things could have been much better in the past with this individual. But because they were a player, it can also be a fire sign. Because they was a player, in and out, coming back and forth, being with you, leaving you hanging, being with the next person, just running all around. It could have caused a lack of a new beginning. Okay? So maybe you gave this person another chance. Maybe you let them back in. Maybe you prayed and you were hopeful that this time things would go the way that you have hoped. And this person is still on their high horse, still running around, still being a player, still running in and out your life. So I hear some of you, for some of you, being really hard on yourself right now. Like, I can't believe I allowed this person back in. I can't believe I thought things would have been different this time. I hear Mercury retrograde. So this could have been just within the past few weeks. We were in a Mercury retrograde, and with retrogrades, exes do come back. But they come back around to test you. That's the thing about retrogrades. If you ever hear about retrogrades and wonder, what is that all about? It's basically saying that exes or situations resurface in order to test you. It's to show what have you learned from the last cycle, because a new cycle is opening again. There is a new moon on the 15th. So, life is all about cycles. It's no different than like school. Once you finish with one grade and you complete it and you learned all that you needed to learn, you excel to the next grade, which is the next level up. So for some of you, if you are getting upset that this keeps happening to you, you keep recycling the same hurt, the same pain. It's really, really time to go within yourself and saying, what am I to allowing to, you know? And you guys can put that in the comments as well, right? Because we can put all the blame on the ex. Well, they deceived me, you know? They told me that they were going to do right, but they came and they did something else. So that could be one of the lessons that Mercury retrograde was trying to teach you, that words are meaningless. And do you have the patience to wait to see if they put in the action, you know? Boundaries is really important. Do you have your boundaries, or do you allow this person, when they call you because you love them so much, do you allow them to break through these boundaries that you have set for you? All right. So the next set of cards is the Knight of Water. And this is a lot of water, by the way. A lot of water. So a lot of you guys can be feeling really, really emotional at this time. I hear a lack of faith. A lack of faith, a lack of direction. The Knight of Water. This can be somebody that you feel is falling out of love with you, or maybe you're falling out of love with them. Or someone who's withholding their love, like they're holding their love inside and they're not allowing it to be poured down onto you. But either way, it just basically shows somebody no longer expressing love. And it could be because they are falling out of love, or it could be because they keep putting you in this situation. You're starting to fall out of love with them. Yeah. You feel like this person is not a team player. They can also be an earth sign. They're not working with you. It can also show falling out of love because somebody keeps putting you in a third party. So if this person is not cooperating with you, not working with you, they're not putting in any effort with you, it can stand for that. Or if it can mean that somebody's still holding on to a third party, still having you in a love triangle, every time you try to take them back into your heart, it can also represent that. But somebody wants to release this burden. So I did say that, like struggling to break free. Somebody is really ready to break free from this. It's been a burden. And I don't feel like it's something that just happened once. I feel like it could have happened 2 times, 3 times, just a repeated cycle. And it has become a burden and really heartbreaking. Yeah, somebody wants to release this love interest. For some of you, you have kids with this person. And all of this heartbreak has caused the family to fall apart. And you're ready to release the burden. You're ready to set it free because it's creating blockages in your happiness. Some of you probably even forgot how to be happy or what happiness actually is. Because this person could have hurt you so much and broke your heart. And once again, we see 2 people, 2 lovers that are no longer together. So this is a breakup. This is a breakup between 2 people that once loved each other. And it's all because of the ego. So somebody can be all about themselves. Somebody can be more, I hear defensive. Somebody's defensive. Someone's defensive. Someone is not willing to take accountability for the pain that they could have caused. Somebody is holding on to their toxic ways and their behaviors instead of trying to put the effort into getting this relationship back on track. And because of that, someone feels like they have to walk away. So somebody is walking away. I don't think they want to walk away, but I feel like they feel they have to walk away. Because they put in too much work, too much effort, and this is becoming too burdensome on their soul. All right. So, enough of that, right? Enough of that story. So this could be a past story, but for some reason, I feel like the past has returned. For some reason, for some of y'all, I feel like the past has returned within this Mercury retrograde. This person could have came back around and they're still not showing a sense of stability. Or if they do, they'll come and it'll seem as if they're going to get their act together, and then like magic, voila, they're just off. The same ways, you know. Okay. So let's find out about this ex of yours. I'll use this. Spirit, what is going on with the ex for Libra? Their love interest, their partner. What is happening? Yeah. Trapped in fear. So for some reason, this love interest of yours is trapped in fear. They have lots of fear around them. Tell me more about the fear. Some of them is having a hard time coming out and just admitting that they are wrong, or that they have caused so much heartbreak. In denial, I hear. A lot of them are in denial, probably using poor excuses, like to validate their behavior. I hear arguments too. Some of you guys could have been arguing with this ex. Yeah, they're trapped in fear. And they're trying to gain wisdom over the material world. So you can be focused on love, and they could be trapped in fear about not being able to provide. Maybe provide you with the love you deserve, or maybe provide stability. Some of them are unstable and trying to gain wisdom on how to become stable, more efficient. Yeah. So some of them are facing heartbreak as well. Some of them are facing heartbreak and loss. Maybe they're heartbroken and they feel like when they come back around, they want to make things right. And there could be arguments that happen and they feel like a failure. So this could break their heart as well. And their shadow side, I think they're having a hard time. They're facing their shadow, and I think they're struggling. They're struggling to break free from like harmful habits. I feel like some of them are even struggling to really step up and like their emperor, like to become an emperor, to be the leader in this situation. Because there's fear. There's fear over their destiny, heartache and loss. If you were married to this person, I feel like they failed you, or they failed their marriage. And they're having a hard time trying to confront their shadow. Yeah. There's a lot of financial loss. This person, dang. That's sad. It's basically like them trying to maintain this facade. They're losing a lot. So they lost a lot of money. And if there is a third party, there's a possibility that they could have been investing in this third party and lost a lot of money. I hear gambling addiction. Some of them have gambling addictions. Like they're facing their shadow side. Yeah. There's a lot of deception and a lot of envy. This is a lot. A lot of deception, a lot of envy. I even see like there's someone who is in their ear basically trying to keep them away from you. Someone who is deceptive. So there's someone deceptive around this person that is trying to convince them to stay away from you. Oof. Yeah. They need to step into their power. And I did say that about the emperor. Like needing to take charge of this situation. They're not. They're really not. It's like it's like a loss of power. Allowing deceitful people to get in their ear. Them making choices that are not wise for them and losing money. A lot of suffering in silence. You know what else I think? I feel that this person has caused so much damage that I feel like they're trapped in fear, like not knowing if they have the power to make this right because they done so much wrong. Some of them are not even able to face you, like look at you in your face, but then not being a man or a woman about it and just coming clean. So being emotionally closed off and telling you what they're feeling inside, but they're suffering inside right now. I hear feeling like it's not possible. So they have these wishes to confront their shadow and step into their power, but some of them are struggling with it. All right. But then it shows there will be victory and success. There will be a victory and success. If this person is able to overcome these challenges, the suffering in silence, feeling like they have failed, feeling like they're losing money, there's deceptive people in their ear, confronting their shadow, trapped in fear. All right, so I'm just gonna, let's find out what are the hopes for Libra's partner. What do they want? What are their hopes? What are they hoping for in this connection? Foundations and achievement. So this is what they're hoping for. They're hoping to stand their ground. They want to come around and like stay there. They want to be successful with this foundation. A lot of them can feel like they're a F up right now, you know, and they could be a burden to you. Some of them may run off because they see the pain that they're causing you and they can't bear to stand around and witness you suffering because of them. So in their hopes, they want to stand their ground on this foundation and create a foundation with you. This is in their hopes. There's a lot of negative self-talk with this person. Like even if they don't admit it to you, when they hurt you and when they do these things, I hear them beating themselves up. Unbeknownst to you, they're really good at hiding their emotions and their feelings. I hear them beating themselves up. Like talking to themselves. But then still not being able to break free from it as of yet. What are in their fears? They're afraid, and their fears, them not making the right choice. That they won't gain the right clarity to make the right choices and decisions. So there's choices and decision that this person has to make, and they're afraid. They're afraid to make a choice. This person can struggle to settle down too. This is somebody who can be fearful of like commitment. They want the commitment, but they're afraid to make a choice. Do I go back to this person? Do I work things out? Do I stay single? Do I stay with the person that I left them for? Like, they're afraid of making a choice. That is in their fear. What if I go back and I'm still unsuccessful? What if I go back and things don't work out? And what action will they take in the month of August and September? What action? So right now it says disconnected. So this is like frustration. This is like things are taking a long time. Feeling powerless, wanting to make a change, but there's stagnation. So there's going to be stagnation for the month of August. Stagnation because this person is fearing making a move, making a choice. They won't do it right now. And even if they do come back to you, for some of you, it's like, be careful, because this person is very unstable right now. And even if they do come back around, there's a chance that they might not be consistent, and they might run off because of all the burdens that they're carrying within themselves. For you Libras, I just feel like it's very important to not allow this situation to take your power from you. If it has been such a burdening to your soul, and it still is, that means there's still a lesson in it that you haven't learned yet. And it could be letting go. Like, a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this, but the definition of resistance is when you're fighting against a change that needs to occur. As much as we love people and as much as we want them to change, and as much as we pray, we have to be aware of free will. So even if you do love this person, pray and let them go and continue to find happiness within yourself. Because chances are, if you haven't forgiven this person and you just want them back around because you just missed them, but you really truly have not found forgiveness and peace in your heart, when they come back around, it's going to be a war all over again. And it's going to scare them, because what they want is forgiveness. They want to know that they'll be forgiven for all the harm that they caused on you, because there's so much guilt and they caused so much harm. So if you're still holding on to it, they're going to feel it, especially if you're verbal about it. It's just confirmation to what their fears are. So, and it doesn't even matter, because for some of you Libras, if you decide, like, you know what, this is too much. I've seen that, like some of you trying to release it because it's too much of a burden. Maybe some of you don't even want this person no more. Like, maybe you tried and tried again and you're done. You still need to forgive them, because you don't want to harbor this pain and attract it in the next relationship. So always remember, forgiveness is for you, to set you free. It's never for the person. It's for you. And whatever you have in your heart is what you're going to have to offer. So if you are fearful, you think everybody's going to hurt you, then that's what it's gonna be, you know. So it's just very important, Libra. Like, I know this is hard. Don't get me wrong. But to attract a really good, healthy love, it's so important for you to be free in your heart and open to receive good love. Make sure you're finding things that you love and that make you happy. Find your happiness back. Get your mojo back. For some of you, I see that you have. For some of you Libras, I feel like you have crossed over. I hear the word crossed over. You have crossed over. You have released this. And there's a new path laid out for some of you. That's really beautiful. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. So it says your household situation is improving. And, when I see this home, it can be your heart, your soul. It doesn't have to be a physical home. But if you are having issues with your home, whether it be financial issues or it needs to be work within your home, that's improving too. So if any of you guys are having a home situation due to finances, it's improving. That means help is on the way and you will be okay. But if it's not your physical home, it can be like your home, your temple, your mind, your body, your soul. It's recovering. This is healing. And it says, underlying love, the love you have shared is eternal regardless. So just know, please know, like, this person ain't get over. If you share genuine love from your heart, just know that God, the universe, spirit, they're going to return it right back to you. Whatever you give out, you're going to get back. And just know that was a karmic cycle, and a karmic cycle that has been very heavy, and it has just recently ended. So in this new cycle, which I said, I do see where some of you guys have released this, you will attract new love. Like, this has been very healing for some of you. And it's important. It's important to look at this relationship, see how it compares to the belief system or the household that you were raised and grown in, which you seen your parents do, or what you seen your mom or your dad go through, and how that relates to you, because we're breaking generational curses, so just see how it relates to you. See where you went wrong, so that when the next cycle comes and it returns it back to you, that you have a different game plan. Being grounded in your emotions is so important, because if you dwell on your emotions and, but I love this person so much, like, your emotions will lead you astray. It's so important to be grounded. And there's nothing wrong with loving somebody so much. But just always remember to love yourself first, so that you won't allow people just to come in and break your heart and walk out and come in and break your heart. Nobody should be able to keep doing that. Nobody should have that power to continue to break you. So make sure you're checking in with yourself as to why. Like, why am I allowing this? What did I see my mother? What did I see my father do? Were they allowing? How can I break this cycle so that I can attract healthy love? So leap of faith, somebody's going to take a chance. I did say a lot of you have been able to conquer this cycle, and there's a new beginning for you. A new love cycle begins. For you who are still a little stuck, if you can transmute the pain into yourself in a way, to say that this happened, this was so hurtful, but how did I contribute to being hurt, right? Because if somebody continuously comes in and out, there, we can blame them for days, and they did hurt you, and I'm not taking that away, but how are you allowing to this hurt? Like, what do you keep doing on your part that makes this person feel comfortable with coming in and ripping your heart out and then leaving it and coming back like nothing ever happened? What are you allowing them? What is in your energy that is making this person feel that they can walk over you like that? Are you putting up your boundaries? Yeah. So this shows right now that emotions are running high. So once again, if this person did just recently come back and then leave out and hurt you all over again, of course your emotions are going to be high because the wound is fresh. So just make sure you're being kind to yourself. Because you're learning. You are a student in this world. Don't be going off on yourself and saying, how can I be so naive? How can I be so, don't treat yourself like that. Just strengthen yourself. How can I be stronger the next time this person comes back around and think that they can break me? And then it shows a win-win outcome in this situation. So for some of you who went through this, like I said, and I see you on the other side, although this cycle was hurtful, you still win because the knowledge and the wisdom and the strength that you gain from overcoming this battle, baby, it is so much more rewarding. And trust me, I can laugh because I'm on the other side of this, so I can laugh because I have the freedom of it. And it's just so crazy to see, you love somebody and you could have sworn that you couldn't live without them and it was gonna be them. And then when you finally realize the lessons behind it and you walk away and then you start to see that person and you feel so free, it's like a joy to your heart. Oh, I'm so happy that's over with. One thing a person can't take away from you is your wisdom. So once you overcome and learn that, baby, try me again. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. All right? How about that? Luck is on your side. So if it's been a heavy cycle, just know that things are turning for your highest good. Just don't forget to bring the lessons with you. Don't forget. Bring the lessons with you. And it's just so important to understand, with prayer. With prayer, it's like you pray for something, but you have to align with what you prayed for. So sometimes we get these situations that are so hurtful, but you have to be honest. They are life changing. They're life changing. They level you up. And once you go through such heartache and pain, and once you overcome it, you can only go up from there. So if you prayed for better, then it's kind of like you had to know what worst was. Because at a time, you could have thought this person was all that in a bag of chips. Once you walk out the cycle, you're going to be like, I can't believe, jeez, I can't believe I ever even felt so highly about this person. Damn, what was I so open off of? This person ain't even got nothing to offer. When you really get out of it, when you snap out of it, you really wonder, what the heck was I really fighting for? So that can be another thing of why you had to go through this lesson. You probably allowed somebody who couldn't even give you grocery money, to rip your whole heart and soul out. It's like the compensation doesn't even, equal. It doesn't even level out. So it's just important. It's just so important to change your perspective. Change your perspective around it. What am I not learning? What lesson am I still stuck on? How can I get myself out of this? It's all to do with you, your inner strength. Yeah. I hope this helped for you Libras. You got this. This cycle is over. Hopefully, you learned the lesson, and you found your power in it. You know. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have, when you find your power, the people that treated you so bad, those will be the same people running back to you and apologizing for hurting you so bad. Like when you find your power, when a person still knows that they got power over you, they gonna do whatever they want. That's just the way it is, you know. We can cry about it, we can sing about it, shout about it, yell at God about it, or whoever we pray to, but it just is what it is. Like, that's just what it is. There's some people who will take advantage of you. Not everybody in this earth is kind. It's so important to find out who's good for your soul and who's just lusting after you. It's just so important to differentiate between the two. But there are just bad people, good people, you know, sunny days, dark days. It's just the way of life, and it doesn't feel good to go through it. It's the most traumatic, hurtful experience you can ever go through. But if you were too compassionate, you know, too naive, it will teach you to be a little bit more strong. It'll teach you to set boundaries, healthier ones, and not allow just, you know, a person to come in and hurt you so bad just because you love them. Sometimes love is not enough, because the word love without the action, what is that, you know? So I just feel like, I don't know, this cycle was crazy. It was so painful, but it was so resourceful, and all that there was to gain in wisdom and to learn. And it takes time. So once again, please be patient with yourself. Everybody's healing is different, right? And for the ones who overcame this cycle, just know that luck is on your side, and new love will arrive. New love will arrive. Changes will arrive. New jobs will arrive, you know? Once your soul is healing and upgrading, a lot of things fall away, and a lot of new things come into play. All right? So if you want a personal reading to see where you are within your journey, to see if you're waiting in vain, or if you're waiting for someone who truly is on the healing journey, and they're trying to work through all of this just like you, and if it's, you know, worth it, you can get a personal reading. I'll leave my email in the description box. Thank you. And I send blessings to you all. I send blessings to all you Libras. Once again, like, the new moon is on, or is it a full moon that is on the 15th? Either way, set your intentions. Make sure you get a white candle and you set your intentions. You write it out. What are you hoping for? Because more than likely, like, the universe will coincide with you. Like, they'll co-create with you, you know? So that's the thing. It's like you're never really powerless. You're a co-creator. You can create whatever you want, but it's just that sometimes we have to, like, break through certain belief systems that we have in order to open ourselves up to receive what we want. I keep saying I'm gonna stop talking, right? I'm really done talking right now. So blessings, love and light.